the legacy of all of this. But let's get to the dailies, the ones we can quickly catch up with before we bring in our guest. Vanguard newspaper is our first daily. Vanguard newspaper is our very first daily that we'll be looking at today on the program. Vanguard leads with, of course, Democracy Day. 32 years after June 12, democracy declining under APC. 32 years after June 12, democracy declining under APC. That's coming from Arewa Consultative Forum. That's ACF, the PDP, Afenifere, Onez Ndibo, and others. The writers, it's work in progress. Afenifere. Democratic ideals not yet entrenched. That's ACF. Electoral fraud, power grab, mockery of democracy. That's COP. That's a coalition of political parties. So this is what some interest group, pressure groups, socio-cultural, socio-political organizations are saying as far as their assessment of the democracy we're practicing is concerned. So they are starting it from the time of MK Abiola, which was the freest, fairest. He won that election. I think we should almost refrain from saying presumed. The reason why we say he presumed because he wasn't declared winner. The man who was meant to declare a winner did not declare a winner, and we know all that was responsible for that. Bukola, you have the next one.
Yes, indeed. And the next paper this morning is This Nigeria. This Nigeria newspaper, of course, is talking about events from Wednesday. We'll welcome you to APC when you decide. Tinubu tells FCT Minister. Wike dismisses coalition against president in 2027, says it will fail. I wonder how the PDP will respond to this. Because, well, some members of the PDP are not entirely dismissing the coalition in that sense, unless the Wike department of the PDP is the group that you're talking about. But it's an interesting development. It's an interesting turn of democracy. Take a look at some other stories, of course.
Just before we leave,
this Nigeria does not miss out on June 12, capturing June 12. There's something there right beside the picture on the front page. June 12, Igbo group seeks immortalization of Humphrey Nwosu. Of course, that conversation also trailed the release of IBB's memoirs just some months back.
Yeah, because I just wanted to drop my 2 cents on this weekend matter. It's one of the most amusing politics I've ever seen in my life, and it looked like a classic joke on all of them. And it's shameful, the kind of politics we play. Wike has good credentials in terms of his contribution to the PDP, but I think for morality's sake, he should be thinking of excusing himself. But I understand where it's coming from. He wants fairness in terms of the zoning. The president is still the president. He wanted South to be in charge of the presidency because the North has had their share for 8 years. So it's just a fair argument in terms of how fairness is looked like. But I don't think he has a moral right. Because I don't understand how one man would say, your coalition against this president will fail. The president will be re-elected. We're going to work for him. And then you turn and say to your party, you must produce a southern president. Choose a struggle. Yes, on Wike, the Honorable Minister, Your Excellency, choose a struggle. That's why when the president said yesterday that Wike has not joined his party, Wike has joined your party in spirit. We all know he has joined your party in spirit. There's no, and it's not easy to not to know. The man speaks his mind. It's not something we're thinking about. So it's just his body to move. But not dictating to the party where his body is there and his spirit has left, I don't understand what that's why something looks like the PDP is not serious. Because the man is saying the coalition will fail, he's supporting the president, and yet he wants to wants to dictate a term to the PDP on how they should select who will run for presidency in 2027. It's just a joke to me. This politics, I think I listened to Reno yesterday also talking about the fact that he's a member of PDP but he works for APC. What kind of politicians are these? This is the problem with not having ideology. That's what is playing out now. Whether it's Wike, Reno, any person who plays this kind of politics, anybody who plays this kind of politics is a classic case, because where there are ideologies, you can't even imagine what is going on.
Jeffrey, I'd like you to relax and just leave that journalistic excellence for when we're going to be talking about the PDP and its woes.